What's up, everybody? It's Kyle once again with another episode of Unlocking Your Inner Strength. This is episode 249. And before I go for a nice walk in the snow with Dr. Andre, I'm looking forward to that and coming up at about noon. I wanted to get this episode recorded. We have our Rip Dads contest beginning in mid-March at Newell Strength. And there's a whole bunch of stuff we've been wanting to do with Rip Dads, books, all this type of stuff, but it's something that, I and we are very passionate about. So today I wanted to talk to, the dads out there, or anybody listening, could be wives, right? Because sometimes it's the wives that'll prod the dad to get involved with something. But the stuff that we focus on with Rip Dad, especially this time around, has nothing to do with actually being ripped. Does that happen sometimes? Yes. We've had incredible transformations. Kevin Williams comes to mind. Dude was shredded at the end of Rip Dads. But most guys, it's about what's going on in between the ears. Most dads, right? Being a dad is tough. Just as being a mother is, right? It's different. But with the Rip Dads, fitness is the gateway right into the brain. A Rip Dad is about having the confidence and the swag that you need to have in order to be the best dad you can be. If you are not confident as a dad, man, your family and your kids are going to pick up on that, right? It's like a bloodhound. They'll pick up on that trail, that scent, and they'll know, despite your words, whether you actually feel confident or not. And your confidence, right? So that's part of being a Rip Dad. Get the confidence to where it has to be. And that's going to be driven also by your energy. Energy is incredibly attractive. I always tell people the most attractive person in any room is the one that has the best energy and has the most certainty, right? And funny, those things kind of link together, right? So you focus on those two things within the Rip Dads. That's what being a Rip Dad's about. And then the body follows, right? So you start with the body, and we work into the mind. It's about mind, body, and spirit. And then we come back and really cement those habits. But an article I just wrote will be out later this week. Most dads, right, that are within my age bracket, let's say 35 to 55, and even beyond that, you got to reframe it in your head that you are coming up into the prime of your life. Now think about a pro athlete. The one thing that makes Tom Brady so fascinating, in my opinion, is that usually when pro athletes are gaining they're at their peak intellectually and IQ wise within the game, and with wisdom and experience, their physical skills have declined. When they're at their peak physically, like in their early 20s, mid-20s, they don't have the experience or the wisdom. Now, lucky for you, you don't need to worry about being one of the best athletes in the world. Being a Rip Dad, right, if we talk about the physical traits, it's about embracing that what we call the old man strength. So, we would go, anytime we play pickup basketball, right, man, that guy's got old man strength. He doesn't look like much, and these guys would just lean on you in the post, and they would beat you up, and but they had this old man strength. So it's embracing that, right? It's as far as the physical traits, it's about increasing your conditioning, your endurance, building up those powerful muscles that we need in everyday life. Your upper back, your forearms, right, your hips, and then you start mastering your mind, right? We do that through the Rip Dad's fasting program we have. This time around, we got a book club. The book is going to remain a mystery, except to those guys that are in the program. But it's an awesome book about being a man, being a dad, protecting your garden, what's within your garden, cultivating your garden. So we have that. We have weekly Mindmap lessons that we do on Zoom now for the group. So all this stuff, but that's what being a Rip Dad's about, right? It's about strength combined with unlocking the wisdom that you have. Don't feel that because you're a dad, right, that you have to be put last. So with families, if you look at families, everybody wants mommy, right? But as soon as things start going south, You know, a lot of times it's the dad that has to step up to the plate. So you might be lurking in the shadows, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But you always got to train, right, to be at your best. I believe you always got to train to be at your best. If you're waiting to train your mind, body, or to embrace your spirit, if you're waiting for that, when you need those things, it's too late. You can't just call upon them, right? You got to constantly train those things. So think about what's going on in the world today with all the craziness. To quote unquote survive these times, you have to keep working on your mind, body, and spirit. You have to. That is your greatest asset. That's the best insurance policy you can have right now, right? Is your mind, body, and spirit. Being a Rip Dad too is about the confidence piece. Part of that comes from being in fellowship, being in a community of other dads, which is very important. Just like, women, moms like to get together, talk about what's going on with the kids and all. Dads have their own private struggles that they need other men to talk to about. They need to have that outlet, right? So you have that aspect. But the long and short is being a Rip Dad isn't actually about being ripped. Yes, we want to drop body fat, gain muscle, get out of pain, increase our energy. These are things we focus on, right? But you're going to see that your body over time, when you follow the principles that we have in the program, continues to get better, whether that's performance. And looks is really the last thing, right? A lot of times that's why people will enter a fitness program or a contest such as Rip Dads, is the looks, right? But once you get to a certain point, your body just keeps refining itself when you stick with these principles. I look back, I've been doing the black version of the Panda diet that I created 2 years ago. I've been doing it for 2 years. And the body continues to change, right? And this is coming from somebody that's got a lot of experience in bodybuilding shows and all that, and following your traditional diets and all that. But you do that, and then you learn how to train, right? So that's part of where your wisdom comes in. You're not going to come in with, okay, today's bicep day. I'm going to do biceps for 45 minutes. You train with efficiency. That's part of the wisdom. As a dad, your time is limited, right? If you're a busy dad, your time's limited. You got to be efficient with your workout. You got to get the most bang for the buck. You got to realize dose and duration, meaning apply the minimum effective dose, okay, for the shortest amount of time to get the desired result. That goes for medicine. That goes for training. So that is that. And that's what being a Rip Dad is about. It's more about the mindset. It's embracing that. Embracing the inner superhero. Being able to step up to the plate. And you know what I'm talking about if you're a dad, and that feeling you get when your kids kind of look up at you, and no matter their age, and say, man, my dad's a tough dude. And that's what it's about. And it's coming up March 15th, but I wanted to give everybody an insight into what that is. And realize, dads, that you're coming to your physical peak. You are, not your physical, excuse me, you're coming into the prime of your life, where wisdom and the physical are going to be, you're going to have that old man strength, you're going to have the mature muscle, and you're going to have the wisdom, and that you're at your peak of life. You're going to be at your peak of life. You still have the physical attributes, and you can still refine them, but you're also coming into a nice pot of wisdom, hopefully, in your life. So hopefully that makes sense. It's something I'm very excited about. But hit the like button, hit the share button. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes. And if you're around, if you're watching this live on Facebook, I'm going to be on the Healthy American Peggy Hall show this Wednesday night at 6 p.m. live on Facebook. She's got a national audience, so this is going to be pretty cool. And I think the topics might surprise you, but I think we're going to be talking a lot about when we opened the gym back in May. So I'm pumped about that, and I fully support her mission and what she stands for. So that's it. You guys have a great day. Have a great Monday, and I will be in touch. And if you're interested in Rip Dad, just shoot me a message.